Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, Managing Director and CEO of TV9, Shri Barun Das, State Secretary Florian Hassler, dear friends, Namaskar and Guten Abend. First of all, I would like to congratulate TV9 for organizing the first ever News9 Global Summit in a country overseas, and I'm sure it will be a great success. I would like to thank two of our very senior members of the cabinet for coming all the way from India. And sir, your comments have, I think, greatly enthused myself and the others in the embassy to do their utmost to take the relationship between India and Germany and intensify it. 2024 has been a momentous year in the relationship. The External Affairs Minister visited Germany earlier in the year, and he met a wide cross-section of politicians, people from different think tanks and business leaders. Recently, the Chancellor visited India for the 7th Intergovernmental Consultations. This was the 6th time Chancellor Scholz and Prime Minister Modi had met in the last 3 years, and they share a very warm and friendly relationship. The IGC also coincided with the Asia Pacific Congress, which was being held in India after 12 years. And this brought together CEOs of German companies from the Asia Pacific region to congregate in Delhi. The central message from the APK is that German companies are looking at India with renewed vigor, renewed enthusiasm, and are planning to step up their investments. It was very apparent that India is not just the flavor of the month, but that India is the flavor of the year. As Minister Scindia pointed out, bilateral trade between India and Germany has reached a new high. The German statistics show that the trade crossed $33 billion. I was just mentioning that some of the trade comes to Netherlands, but the final destination is Germany. So there is a slight difference in the figures. German companies have invested $20 billion in India according to their own statistics, but a good amount of the earnings is being reinvested in India. I happened to be in India and had the opportunity to interact with a few German companies, and I was truly surprised by the scale of their planned expansion. Most German companies I spoke to said that their target is for their turnover to expand 4 times by 2030. So you have German companies, many hidden champions with turnovers of 2 billion, 3 billion euros in India, and they said by 2030 they plan that it will cross 4 times. So it is truly an exciting time for India-Germany relationship, and one of the new dimensions to this is the renewed interest in security and defense. Last year and this year have seen fresh vigor. Our Chief of Air Staff visited Germany last year. The German Air Chief visited India this year. Germany took part in Tarang Shakti. This was the first time that the German Air Force and the Indian Air Force did exercises. And in fact, the Chief of Air Staff of the German Air Force flew with our Air Chief in the LCA Tejas. I also had the opportunity to accompany Chancellor and the high-level delegation to Goa at the end of the IGC, and the Chancellor and the delegation visited 2 German naval ships, which had just concluded the first ever naval exercises between India and Germany. Senior officials from the German delegation were shown our aircraft carrier INS Vikrant, and I can assure you that they came back truly impressed. Friends, a lot has been said. I would not like to repeat, but the Green and Sustainable Development Partnership provides a very strong template for continuing our cooperation in renewable energy, sustainable development, urban management, etc. The Indian diaspora is growing by leaps and bounds. It was less than 100,000 in 2016 and has crossed 275,000. The Indian students have doubled in the last 5 years. There are more than 50,000, but 80% of them are doing master's degree, and most of them are doing STEM courses. A few takeaways on the cultural side, based on my earlier experience. This is the second time I'm in Germany, but a lot has changed. Have you heard of yogi tea? Yogi tea is a symbol of the cultural friendship between India and Germany. It is nothing but masala chai. But when Germans go to Indian restaurants, one of the first things they order is yogi tea. I remember from my last tenure when it was Halloween, and a lot of German children used to come and we used to give them sweets. There were a couple of occasions when we ran out of sweets. And do you know what the German children said? Never mind if you don't have chocolates. Can we have butter chicken instead? So I told my wife that next year when we have Halloween, we must cook a lot of butter chicken. But I think nothing exemplifies that India has arrived than the fact that at Potsdamer Platz, today you have about 4 or 5 Indian restaurants, and in the famous Adlon Hotel, which was at one time known for its China Club, there is the India Club now, and it's a fine dining experience. And the India Club, I think, gets many more visitors than the China Club. Let me thank everybody, including a large number of visitors from India who have come to cold Germany. But I think the warmth in the relationship is adequate to drive away the cold, and I think it will sustain us in the winter months ahead. Let me finally thank very deeply the government of Baden-Württemberg, the Minister President Winfried Kretschmann, for their sustained support in organizing this memorable event. Thank you very much.
Need I say this? Barun and Ruben, please come and give a token of our appreciation. Thanks.
And finally, us too. I'm going to request Mr. Barandas and Ruben Kasper to please stay on stage. We have an important felicitation to be done right away. I'm going to invite both the senior Indian Union ministers with us, Mr. Minister Ashwini Vaishnav and Jyotiradittya Scindia, to the stage, and Minister from Germany, Mr. Florian Hassler, and Mr. Ramu Rao Jupalli, requesting all of them to come on stage. It's time now to felicitate our sponsors for the News9 Global Summit, requesting all the gentlemen now to stay on stage. Let me please invite Mr. Baba Kalyani, Chairman and Managing Director, Bharat Forge, to please take the stage.
Sir.